We have in studio a man that is well vexed when it comes to issues of local governance. He's actually a lecturer. He's with the local government studies here in Ghana, and he is Dr. Eric Odro-Osai, and he's going to tell us what we can do as a country to increase local government participation, especially when it comes to elections. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, my brother.
We have barely a month to the local government elections. Has the interest been whipped up enough? Do you think there's been enough education and attention being drawn to the election?
Thank you very much. And I would want to say that I would say comparing this year's election to that of 2010, there is some level of interest and then enthusiasm that has been whipped. But we haven't gotten there yet. We are expecting everybody to be interested in it. We are expecting everybody to take it serious, as has always been the case for parliamentary and presidential elections. I would say that we have more work to do. And then listening to what people are saying, I would say it is judgment time, because people are now assessing the assembly members on the basis of what they've done and what they are likely to do. That is the kind of social contract we want them to have with the assembly members. That's the kind of interest we want them to have in it. For me, I think we haven't gotten there yet. We are still whipping enthusiasm. We are still encouraging people to be interested, because the local government election is one election that affects the lives of people directly, rather than the constituency or the parliamentary elections.
Okay, but the issue of people participating is a very vital one, in that when it comes to the one that doesn't affect them directly, which is constituency level elections and the national elections, the enthusiasm, the vim with which people go out to campaign and vote is way miles ahead of the district level ones, or the ones that that they come into direct contact with. The argument is we should make this one a political kind of election, get the political parties involved, so that at least we can properly decentralize governance. Is it an argument you would endorse?
I would endorse that argument, because when you look at parliamentary and then presidential elections, the political parties are involved. So they get involved from the grassroots, from the constituency level, from the local level, from the unit level, and then with people's enthusiasm. At the moment, local government level elections is supposed to be non-partisan, but between you and I, you know that practically on the ground, most of the people are campaigning on party lines. Again, when you look at the local government and the decentralization system, the chief executive is appointed by the government. That makes the chief executive a politician. And then we said the local government is a non-political entity. So what it then means is that we are imposing a political institution on a non-political institution, and that obviously would affect us. So what I want to see happening in the near future is that politicizing the local government elections, getting the parties involved, as it is happening in other countries, and again making sure that on the day of local government elections we declare the day a public holiday, so that people can go and vote. Because there are instances where private individuals or private companies may not be prepared to allow their workers to go and vote. It is not intentional, but they have to work. So you cannot tell your boss that I went to vote, for which reason I am late. You will be fired. So one thing that can compel people to release their workers to go and vote on that day and to whip enthusiasm and interest will be declaring the day a public holiday.
But are there no disadvantages if we politicize district level elections?
The basic disadvantage I see happening is that the various acrimony associated with national level elections may be translated to the local government elections. But we have been able to manage it at the national level, the presidential election, the parliamentary elections. If we are able to handle it like that, why don't we send it to the local government level? One other thing that is also affecting the local government level elections is the centralization of everything. Printing of ballot papers is centralized, organization of the election is centralized, but this is a local level elections. Pronouncement of who the elected assembly member is not done by the chairman of the EC, it's done by the district election officer. So why don't we decentralize the organization of the elections, so that ballot papers can be printed even at the district or the regional level, and then everything is organized there? Then that is true decentralization. So we have to decentralize the organization of local level elections if we mean decentralization in this country.
The issue of monocracy and like the ills or evils associated with national elections would also creep in. Now, when issues of money comes in, when issues of vote buying comes in, we are going to destroy the very fabric of district level elections, which is one that, like you said, from the onset was non-partisan and had its own advantages. How can we, and what are the stopgap measures we can put in place to ensure that if even we make it political, it wouldn't have those dangers and ills associated with national elections?
I would say that the same measures we've put in place to reduce or minimize the impact of monocracy, as it were, in national level election should be extended to the local government election. But who says local government elections? People do that. I mean, we've heard people saying confirmation of chief executive, confirmation of presiding members, and all of that. Money changes hands, though we don't have evidence to back that. What I'm saying is that proper decentralization requires that whatever is happening at the national level, same should happen at the local government level. Why can we have a national parliament which is politicized and we have a local parliament which is non-political? I mean, you can't understand. You know, so for me, for consistency, let us politicize it, bring the party politics into it. Let us make sure we elect people. And once we do that, we should also go ahead to elect the chief executive. Okay. Then we have done total political decentralization. But as it stands now, it is partial political decentralization, because the chief executive is appointed by the president. He becomes a politician, but the members are non-elected except for 1/3. And this 1/3 are appointed by the government, and they also become politicians invariably. You understand? So let us politicize.
But isn't there going to be a conflict of interest when it comes to district level elections? The people in the area elected the person, so they seem to have given their mandate and power to that person. Now the DCE or the MCE probably, of course, was appointed by the president. Now, isn't there going to be power struggle, issue of power struggle, and who has the power to do what, undertake whichever project?
As I indicated, that once we politicize the local government election, we have parties presenting candidates, we should also elect the chief executive. So you then have a district assembly where the chief executive is elected, the assembly members are elected.
Right.
So they work to promote development. It promotes social accountability, and people can then hold the chief executive accountable.
All right. Now, wrapping up, the issue of interest, the issue of getting people to participate actively like we do for national elections. We know that certainly they will say the media must play a critical role. I think we are doing, maybe not to the extent that is expected, but we are putting in some effort in that regard. How about the people themselves? How else can we make it attractive?
Thank you very much. I think the media is doing extremely well. This year's election, I must commend the media, especially TV3. You are doing well. Even for dedicating this program, for this afternoon program for local government elections, is something I give you thumbs up. We can do more by engaging our faith-based organizations. The religious leaders must get involved. The traditional authorities must call their people, must explain to them the essence and the importance of going out to vote. We want to see the National Media Commission also stepping up their game. Most of the district assemblies, they have information officers. This district information officers should go out there and spread the message and whip up enthusiasm. If we have all of these people coming in, we'll be able to make a headway. The civil society organizations, I keep saying that, I haven't seen them in this picture. They make a lot of noise when it comes to parliamentary presidential elections. Where are the civil society organizations when it comes to local government level elections? I want to see them also advocating and whipping enthusiasm, because this is where the social accountability is.
All right, we'll have to leave it here for now. Thank you very much, Doc. Here, Dr. Eric Oduro Osan. He is the Dean of Studies at the Institute of Local Government Studies here in Ghana.